right. Well, that is it for the news, guys. Now we are going to jump into our topic of the show. I know everybody's been like, man, I can't wait till they start talking about it. So let's start talking about it. Topic of the show tonight is, drumroll, The Division 2.
What?
It is out.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I guess it is. It is out. We have been playing it since... So basically, for podcast listeners, if you're listening to this now, it's been a week.
Yeah, 3 days before it came out.
So yeah, it was that Tuesday. We got the gold edition. I know I got gold. Did you get gold or ultimate?
Gold. Hey, Stig, welcome to the stream, man.
We got the updates, or we got it ahead of time. We've been playing it so far. I'm at level 10.
I'm at 9. Puminol and a bunch of other people are 15 or higher already.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they're not working on rock.
Not a surprise. I was going to say, Chris has literally been like in a energy drink fueled rage playing this freaking game all weekend.
Yeah. Well, his wife's out of town and he's not at work. So he's pounding bangs and coffee and everything else.
Yeah.
Trying to have a heart attack while he plays this game. Not literally, but Lord help Chris.
Yeah, please.
Everyone get a minute. You may want to send like some kind of cleansing potions towards the bloodstream. I don't know if you can do lay on hands. I don't know what you got to do, but
I don't know, bubble earth or something. But
bro, I'm telling you,
we've been playing a lot of the Division 2. I want to sit down and give our thoughts on the game so far, and then kind of start walking down some other questions. Two of the questions I have, aside from our thoughts, is this the perfect launch for a games as a service title? Chew on it, think about it. We're going to talk about it. And then the other question is here: what can other games in the genre, like Anthem and Destiny and Diablo and loot shooters and stuff like that, learn from the Division 2, whether that's good or bad? Is there anything you can learn from it?
Gotcha.
So let's talk about that. First and foremost, your thoughts. How are you feeling on Division 2?
So the easiest way for me to describe the Division 2 is to compare it to the most recent games as a service game that I played. And that's Anthem.
Okay.
I'm not trying to poop on either game. I believe they both have strong points. And Anthem does have a unique experience that no other game has. So I'm going to give it that. I have problems with Anthem, and it's because they're the same problems I had with the first Division around this time.
Okay.
So the game is essentially borderline broken constantly. Every time they update it, something else breaks. I've missed out on multiple masterworks at this point just because of random bugs in the game. So I've put that game on a shelf, and I said, I'll revisit in a year. That's where I'm at with Anthem. Just personal opinion, don't take it as gospel. I did the same thing to the Division when it came out. So, Dark Zone bugs were real nightmarish on console and PC alike.
I heard the PC version of the Division was really rough because people could... I know Chris told us that people could... The save was stored locally, so people could actually hack their account
and what they were had,
and like buff up their gear and stuff, and have like top tier gear, and were running around wrecking people in the Dark Zone.
Yeah, which is a problem. And I will say, so far though, all the problems I had at the Division 1 launch, I have had zero of those issues in this launch. I've had a few moments where I rubber banded in this game, and it's literally as a server restart countdown was going on last night. Because I was up until the server reset.
Jesus, man.
And let me go ahead and say this. The game was still great. It's behaved exactly as I wanted. The cosmetic purchases in the game are exactly like Anthem. They are purely cosmetic. They don't change your gameplay. I'm running around with a World War II era battle rifle and a shotgun, and I am kicking butt. But at the same time, with the playstyle I'm kind of developing in this, there are so many ways you can approach your situation in this game, and the style I'm working with is essentially I kick in the door, I throw in an auto turret before they realize what's going on, and then I mop up.
Okay.
And if they start to overwhelm me, I switch from the rifle to the shotgun, and I play street sweeper with their guts.
Wow, that is a very vivid picture you've painted for the audience here.
Well, I mean, that's the best way I could describe it when you're using a shotgun to literally mow down people who are literally self-inducing drugs and running at you with a baton while you have a shotgun in your hand.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Those are crazy. General Palace in chat says, I haven't had any issues so far in Division 2. Much better launch, in my opinion, than Anthem. I think that I talked about this ahead of time. Like, Anthem is in trouble because their launch was less than stellar, and Division 2 is coming up, and Division 2 has the history of learning from their mistakes, and they're coming in hot.
And here's the thing. So far, this launch is everything that Destiny 2 wasn't. It's a company that actually sat down and said, what did we do wrong? How do we never do this again? They actually looked at everything. They looked at what was going on in the industry with everything else, and they said, you know what? Oh man, if we change this, this, and this, it's going to be so much better. And they did it. Yep. They didn't repeat their problems like Bungie did. That's more Activision's fault than Bungie's, but still, they didn't do that. Bungie fixed that problem by leaving Activision. So, I have hope for Destiny 3. But BioWare doesn't have the benefit of learning from their mistakes because they haven't made a game like this before.
Yeah.
And so, the reason why Ubisoft Massive is going to be where it is right now is because they had the chance to learn and fail. Yeah. And that's where BioWare's at. They're having to learn and fail.
It's like Division 2 is launched. I have not had any bugs, not seen any issues. The game has run smooth. The only problem was that I've seen so far was a streaming thing because I was streaming the game from the computer that I played on. Thus, I had to drop the
frame rate.
The frame rate. There were a couple of like small hiccup, like one or two hiccups that have happened, but it's nothing. I can't even remember them. That's how insignificant they are. The game has, I mean, at least for me, I don't know for you, but the game has performed. It runs smoothly. My first instincts in playing the Division 2, it feels like there's so much to do right from the gate.
Well, and they've actually been pretty good about locking a lot of stuff behind your progression so that you're not overwhelmed up front. I will say that too. Every time I look at the map, there is something to do, but there's also a bunch of gray areas that I can't even go into yet because I'm nowhere near max level. I'm about a third of the way through leveling up. And even then, after that, you still got to work on gear score because it's a looter shooter. Yep. Hey!
Surprise!
Yeah. But, no, man. I mean, I'm playing everything on Ultra across the board. Now, to be fair, I'm running a 1080 Ti, and I've got everything going. I got 32 gigs of RAM and an AMD Ryzen 2700X. So, and that's liquid cooled. So, I'm running everything at max, and I see 30 to 40% system load.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I honestly don't think I have to drop the resolution or frame rate on anything playing at 1440p. It's going to be fine. But here's the trick. General Palace is still able to play this game on a GTX 960. So obviously they did something right with optimization.
Yep.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. At the end of the day, whatever's going on...
Stig in chat says, quote, complete bug light forward thinking game. What is this, 2003 second gen?
Look, Stig, all I know is that the game is actually so far well-rounded. I've gotten a bunch of different types of weapon drops too, so I'm not being shoehorned into one playstyle. I actually get less weapon drops of my preferred type, which is a regular battle rifle. I don't like fully automatic, and I don't like snipers. I like that, like, in the middle. Give me some flexibility so I can reach out and touch somebody, or I can carry it in and put it in your face.
He also says, if my game isn't early access with essential DLC, I just don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth.
Oh, God. You know,
that's why I love you. That's why I love you,
man. Yes, but no. In all honesty, I think I gotta give Ubisoft credit here, man. It's a solid game. It feels good. I don't see a lot of negative stuff, And I'm not seeing a lot of negative press with it. It's just, it genuinely feels like a well-rounded game.
For usually for games as a service and games of this type, usually when they come out, there's even like, we're not even talking like performance issues. Usually there are launch issues where servers are overloaded, you can't log in, and we haven't seen this with this game. This game has come in. It is when you jump in and play. Like you said, they've done a great job of walking you through, progressing you, and showing you the new mechanics. Mm-hmm. It always feels like there's something to do in the world. There are these little events and stuff popping up. You have all this gear. You have different ways to customize your character, different ways to improve your character with weapons. I applaud Ubisoft for having a game. And I thinking about it now, that I really like is when you actually choose your weapons, all the different minutia and details you can see, where you can just glance over right here and say, okay, the number is bigger. That's what I want to equip.
Or you can do what I'm doing, is hop in the mods and you can actually tweak things.
You can do stuff like, well, even just looking at the weapons, you can see specific numbers. You can see the different skills they have. You can see damage fall off. So it has a damage fall off chart. So depending on how far you are from an enemy, you can see if the damage is going to fall off or not.
Well, you can also actually look at it and be like, you know what, this gun doesn't benefit from having a 12x scope on it. Let me just put the 4x on there. Okay. Or you know what? It makes no sense to have a scope on this thing. Let me put a red dot sight.
What's also cool too is that as you go through a couple of levels, you get the firing range. In the firing range, actually, is in the White House. You put it in there. You can actually set targets and test out different weapons. It will actually show you visually your DPS and damage that you're doing to the targets at different distances. And for people that, especially in these games like these, that like to theory craft and test out different weapons, because of all the loot that you can get, it is wild that you can do something like that, and it's so easy to do.
It really is. It's kind of nuts. Yeah, it's CSL saying, "Oh, what are they doing?" And I was like, "The Division 2 AAA title." He's like, "Oh, I'm leaving."
Yeah, it's not indie game anymore.
He's gonna go be a goober for that.
But no, it's just so, it's really nice again that it's a studio that took to heart what they learned from the Division. We've said it about all the first iterations of these games, Anthem, The Division. They're not bad games. They just have problems. This is their first time jumping into this type of game. And I think that Ubisoft is the first studio to really learn from their lessons.
I think they are too.
And make a quality title so far.
The benefit here is we're actually seeing the results.
Yep. The level cap is level 30. Apparently, the whole different side of the game opens up once you hit the max level. So there's a bunch of stuff we still haven't seen yet. They were not lying about it being like a 40-hour campaign to get to max level. Because I'm 10, and I've got to say I've played at least 7 hours.
I got 9 something.
7 to 9, something like that. I have to check Ubisoft and see, but I've been impressed with what the Division 2 has been delivering so far. General Palace says, yep, you get specializations at level 30.
I don't even know what specializations are in this game. I bought it based off of the experience.
I'm still trying to figure out what my specializations are. And again, I think that it's one thing that I think the Anthem has done, because they listed it out when they launched, and a lot of these games as a services are starting to get wise of, like Destiny 2. Division 2 has a robust launch schedule for their year 1 content. Okay. They've already listed out, like, you're going to get these missions if you're a pass holder. You're going to get access to all this stuff early. You're going to get this stuff access as soon as it goes live, blah, blah, blah. And so it's really, really cool to see that. General Palace in chat says, I put in at least 20 hours, and so far I'm only level 16. So
that's nuts.
That sounds about right.
Oh, hang on. For the clan we're in, or about to be in, because, we're not high enough level yet, I guess.
Maybe not.
Where's Chris? Here it is. He was saying, as far as the clan goes, yeah, so we're already sent you invites, blah, blah. We have one level 27. Ben and Tyler and Chris were at 15, and Ben and Andrew and Jerry are all 10. and there's a few others he doesn't recall yet. That's nuts.
Yep. A lot of people have been really excited about this game. What has been play game? What has been one thing you liked about the game now, and one thing you haven't liked about the game? We'll take turns. One thing you liked first.
I like that they maintained the customization options on the weapons, and that the weapons are all real world weapons.
Okay, yeah, you would like that. You would like that.
I may or may not have a gun hobby outside of this.
Okay, what is one thing I like? One thing I like. Again, I talked about it before, like the plethora of activities to do. Even after this early in the game, it doesn't feel like I'm overwhelmed, but it always feels like there's something to do, whether it's a public execution you have to stop, or a broadcast you want to shut down, or like control points that you want to take control of.
I love that it's not just like, oh, kill all the guys there and you have it. No. It's you kill the guys there, you send the flare up to get your people to come in and hold the point, and then you got to hold off waves of attacking enemies trying to get you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The stopping the broadcast, you have to go kill the enemies, then you start changing the broadcast, then they throw random events at you, like sometimes the thing will break down and you have to kill some more enemies to get a key to unlock it. Sometimes it just stops and you have to just go press it. Sometimes it's like somebody's messing with it and you have to take them out so you can get back and start pulling again.
Have you done any of the supply drops yet?
I did one. That was cool.
That was really cool.
So the supply drops, it's this another event. You go in and there are these 3 big division boxes and these enemies are trying to break in. And you have a timer to kill the enemies. And if you kill them in time, you can get the loot that's in the box. If you don't, they take the loot.
Well, or the other option is instead of letting the timer run out, you just kill them and you guard the boxes and keep them from getting it.
I didn't know what was going on, so I killed 2 people out of box. I got that box item, but I didn't get the other 2 because I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was just one box.
The first one I did, I only got 2 of the 3. The next couple I did, I got all 3.
Yeah, General Palace says my supply drop earlier had 5 boxes. He only got 2 of them.
Oh wow!
So
yeah. Now I will say the self heal is invaluable.
Oh, dude!
With the chem launcher, it's just being able to
the different. You know what? That's probably my favorite thing. I'll take that back. The weapon, like the different skills you get, the chem launcher, the hive, the pulse, the drone, the firefly.
I wouldn't mind getting the drone.
The drone is cool.
But I think the chem launcher is here to stay.
The drone, I finally figured out how to... I can target you and send my drone to heal you.
Yeah.
Which was really, really cool.
I mean, I can do the same thing with the chem launcher, though, too.
Well, I mean, you're shooting it off. But yeah, it's just... like, if you're far away, I can go over there and it'll actually track and follow you over there. Yes, Stig, you need to get a gaming PC. It's super, super fun.
Stig, here's what you do. All right? Just a novel idea. You go to nzxt.com and you click on their thing and you have them build it so you don't have to deal with it. Puts a couple years warranty on it and go.
Good point.
Then you get a rig. Unless you want a laptop, then might I suggest going for something with a 2060 in it.
So, here's part of that fun question.
Yep.
What is something you don't like about The Division 2 right now?
I don't like that when you do get into some of the buildings, you can't go into all the apartment rooms like you used to be able to, and just kind of search for loot and consumables and things like that.
Yeah.
So far it seems very limited on that front, and for the sake of getting the other systems in the game, which I get, but it does feel like a layer of depth is gone.
Okay.
I do like that, it's also not in the middle of winter, but I also hate that there are no other shorts available in the game. How can I not have my dude in a flannel button-down, short sleeves without shorts?
You just want shorts and sandals. That's what you want.
I do want my dude to have sandals.
You want your dude to have sandals.
It would not be a Florida boy if I didn't walk around with shorts and sandals on 90% of the time.
Yeah, that's totally you. You got it real quick?
Stig, then, let me go ahead and tell you, man. I can throw some ideas out there.
General Palace says in chat, the rain makes it very difficult to see more than a foot in front of you. That is true. Some of the fog, maybe it's better when you increase your resolution. It makes it real hard if it rains real hard. Ooh.
Oh, especially if you got volumetric shading going on based on fog and all that. It's actually really cool because it makes it difficult just like it would be in real life.
Yep. He's right. 100% right. The one thing I don't like about the game so far, it feels kind of nitpicky, but the loot, I feel like it was much easier to identify where loot was in the world in the first division.
That's because it was dark and gloomy all the time.
And it's been really hard to pinpoint loot. I feel like they did a patch, and now some of the loot is like highlighted in that orange glow. It wasn't before at launch, and now all of a sudden it has started being.
Well, I mean, it was still doing the vertical pillar with the light of the rare.
No. I mean, like just in boxes. Like you're walking out in the world, and there are these boxes just sitting out. Not loot on the ground. No. That's great. I like Anthem. You need to take note. Like, it is great when you, instead of doing this small little light with the box, there needs to be a beam of light coming up saying, guess what? You got loot.
You know what also needs to happen? Both games need to look at Bungie's Destiny 2 and Destiny 1 for if your loot drops and you can't pick it up and it's blue or higher, it goes to your bank.
Yes. You automatically get it at the end, so that way you don't miss out on anything.
I'm looking at All the Lost Masterworks Anthem. Thanks. I'm not salty at all.
Other than that,
it wasn't even my fault. The game crashed.
Oh yeah, you lost that progress, and there's no way to get it back either.
Nope.
Other than the loot thing, I'm sure there may be some other smaller things to do, but I think you and I both have been playing primarily solo. Just because of schedule and stuff.
The one time I played with people, it was you and General Palace.
Yeah, we did. Okay, and I've played.
Even then, you kind of had to bail after a quick mission because work.
Yep. Ooh, that was a fun day. I've played with you. I've played with General Palace. I've played with Seth, Darth Turner.
Oh, cool.
We've had a blast for the little bits of time. It hasn't been a lot, but some of the things I do definitely think is really cool. The leveling mechanic. So if you're lower level than me, when you come into my game, it automatically bumps your level up. So that way you can actually do stuff.
Okay.
Seth actually found out that if you do that and you complete missions that you didn't have access to yet by yourself, when you go back to your own game and turn them in, you get credit for those missions as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't have to jump back in and go through that content again. You automatically get credit. So that was really cool. The way they do their auto-leveling system was very, very smart and very helpful so that it doesn't pigeonhole you that, oh, I'm level 20, you're level 5, I got to make a new character at level 5 so I can play with you, vice versa. No.
Yeah.
You jump in, you're bumped up to level 18, and you're still getting your experience and leveling up and doing that whole hullabaloo. It's really, really cool.
Okay, cool, man.
General Palace says it bumps up you level, but it doesn't bump up your gear, which is apparently a bug in the game. Yeah, so hopefully they'll fix that if that hasn't been fixed already.
I mean, if that's the worst bug they got, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But no, pretty impressed with the Division so far. Maybe we get a review on it. We'll see how everything goes down. Some of the other questions, though. Wanted to ask, do you think this is the perfect launch for a games as a service title?
It's the best one we've seen.
Best one we've seen.
I don't think it's perfect, but it's the best one we've seen so far.
Okay.
I do like how it's unified and it's not staged rollout like Anthem. I think there was some disconnect there.
And it was staged a little bit, but it was so like with Anthem as a week.
It was also the same across all platforms, though.
Yeah.
If you get the same version of the game, everybody got that, not just
That's
PC.
That's true. Anthem
was PC had exclusive access for like a week, and you got to play the busted version of the game.
Xbox had only the first 10 hours. Then
it was a 10-hour demo too. So
that was very weird how they did that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, guys. You maybe want to
as opposed to the Division, it was 3 days early if you paid for Gold or higher, and that was across all platforms.
And if you did the Gold or higher, you still got the Season Pass, which means all the DLC.
Yep.
Which made it worth doing for the Season Pass, not for the early access. It wasn't you're just paying to play. It was like, oh yeah, I'm going to actually get the content for this.
General Pella says, I've loved how Ubisoft has had 24/7 developer streams for both betas in the launch weekend so you can see them play and ask questions. And again, see, it's so crazy how both of these companies have learned, because Anthem and BioWare were doing that too, and yet how the launches went definitely shows the experience between these two developers and how to run a games as a service, I think.
No, absolutely.
But I agree with you. I think this is the best games as a service launch yet. We really didn't have any launch server issues on day one. Everything ran smooth. No severe bugs that were like breaking games. Maybe a couple of things here or there. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, everything's been solid pretty far, and I love the fact that I can run around with my cowboy hat on.
I think part of the reason why it was so stable is because they didn't, like with Destiny 2, they didn't rebuild the new game. They took Destiny 1, because Division 2 is based on the Division 1's last patch.
Yeah, as far as the systems and all that stuff, yes.
They just added new stuff in there, and I think that's really helped with their stability.
You know what? General Palace brings up a good point. He's seen a big difference between Ubisoft from Assassin's Creed Unity and Division 1 to now.
And you know what? Small rant. Get on my soapbox here. There really has been. And I think Ubisoft is becoming one of the big AAA developers that people need to watch and pay attention to. That's how you execute on games.
That's how you take feedback and improve yourself on it.
Yes, and take games and improve and have, especially as games as a service, and stretching out your games. Because you remember, you go back to where years ago, not even that long ago, when Ubisoft we had Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed games, they were like, we're going to pump them out every month until they tell us to stop. They're going to come out every month. We had the Division 1, which was, people were interested, and then it just fell off like a rock.
No, it was Watch Dogs 1.
Watch Dogs 1 was the same way, too.
Yeah.
And now we're coming back in. I remember I was pulling up my games on my PC. Since I pre-ordered, I got Watch Dogs 2, and I was like, man, I'm excited to go through that game again. That was really
how much
good.
did I just get Watch Dogs 2 on the PC for?
$15.
Yeah, $15, man.
Get Watch Dogs 2.
First off, Ubisoft's got a big sale going on in their own Uplay store, and take that as you will. I'm kind of okay with them having their own storefront, if that means that...
It's better than Origins.
Yeah. It's better than Origins. I don't have to pay to play on any of that stuff. No, I will say, though, in all honesty, they got a massive spring sale going on right now.
Yep.
And, I just got Odyssey, the $120 version of the game, with the Assassin's Creed 3 4K remaster. And this, all for, $50. Oh, and then I'm sorry. I spent $65 because I also got the Far Cry 5, continuation game.
Oh, okay. New Dawn.
Yeah, New Dawn. It's in the Far Cry 5 engine, so...
But, I looked at my games. I have the Watch Dogs 2. I was like, I can't wait to play that. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Got to get back into that. Right. Division 2. Jumping back into that. You look at their slate. All their games, especially since they took that hit on the chin from Unity.
They have doubled down on quality.
Let's look at where they were at that point. Assassin's Creed Unity comes out. Vivendi is slowly buying shares to take them over.
Yep.
And there's threat of complete hostile takeover. They're going to be under control. Yves Guillemot, the entire Ubisoft team, says, look, we're not going to let this happen. We got to change. Now we're getting hits. Assassin's Creed's coming every year. We got Assassin's Creed Origins. We got Assassin's Creed Odyssey. They're taking every other year off.
And I'm cool with that. Because that means if we get big changes like Odyssey, bro, bring it.
We got For Honor and Rainbow Six Siege and all those games. The post-launch support has been impeccable. They're constantly rolling out. Rainbow Six Siege is on year 4?
It's on year 4 of content. Going to be year 5 soon. And here's the trick with Siege. Siege still has a pro circuit, and it's still got full support from the developer, which is awesome.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey just finished their big content release. They're walking into the next big one for the next year. Watch Dogs 2, again, play Watch Dogs 2.
That game is a walking meme, and it's beautiful.
It's awesome, and for the standard edition is $9 on the Ubisoft store. That is 100% worth it. Going in, there have been rumors that Watch Dogs 3 may be announced this year, and how awesome would it be to have Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed alternate, a la Call of Duty?
I would be okay with that, because then that gives them breathing room on their franchises, and you don't get burnout.
Yep.
And then, oh man, you know what would be another novel idea? With everything else going on. Oh, Stig, I don't think we're rubber banding worse than Anthem at launch. I think you are, bud.
Oh, buddy.
I'm seeing the green over there, and I'm monitoring the live stream right here, so I'm sorry, buddy. Take care of yourself, though, if we lose you.
But it also, Rarutu, I see you in chat with the feet. We love it. Welcome.
Well, what's with the feet thing? What was that?
I have no idea. It doesn't matter.
You're right. It don't matter. None of this
but
matters.
with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origins, For Honor, Rainbow Six Siege, Watch Dogs 2,
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle,
South Park.
Yeah, the South Park series.
The Freshman But Whole.
And the Stick of Truth.
And the Stick of Truth. I mean, like, there are games after that.
They also came out with Steep. Which I've not heard a bad thing about yet.
Nope. I haven't either. Now we're at a point now where Vivendi is no longer in the picture. Vivendi has given up all shares. They're not. Basically, Ubisoft has regained full control of the company and their shares. Like, Ubisoft is living high, and I think The Division 2 is one of those shining examples of it. Stigga says it's definitely his internet. No, yeah.
You know, I'm not even going to ask her to. You just keep having fun over there.
Yeah, agreed. I 100% agree.
And I'm just like, you know what? It's all good. You do you.
In what we've answered it a little bit, but if there's anything else we can add, what other games, a la Anthem, Destiny, Diablo, these other games in the looter shooter genre, what can they learn from The Division 2 so far, whether good or bad, if anything?
I'm going to be honest, man. The one thing they need to learn is to sit down and learn from your mistakes. Okay. I mean, let's be serious. The Division 2 was a broken game when it shipped. Or Division 1, on PC. They literally sat down and said, instead of giving up on it, they muscled through it, they fixed the game, they made it good. You and I got to play it with Chris near the end of its life cycle, and it was a solid game.
Yeah.
It was a good experience.
We picked it up on sale on PC, and we're like,
this is $10. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Like, yes, please, I will buy this.
I liked it enough that I was like, Division 2 is a must-buy. And I'm not going to disagree with that at this point.
Is that Super Stevie in chat? Shout out to Super Stevie. What's up, sir?
Welcome, dude. It's been a long time, but glad to see you in here. I hope everything's going well for you out in Cali.
We miss you too. Yes, Super Stevie in chat makes a comment. They need to have an honest postmortem, and it's again, regardless of Anthem, how you feel about Anthem. The one thing I'm going to harp on that they are doing well, and you cannot steer me otherwise, is that they are having honest, clear feedback with their community. Mm-hmm. I don't know if people have read that huge thread that one of their somebody on the Reddit community posted on the Anthem subreddit. Like, these are all the problems I think the community's having. And then Jesse Anderson, one of the community, the CMs, he went over and responded to all of them. Like, this huge blog post, very honest. This wasn't like some sugarcoating thing. It's like, this is very honest. Here's what I feel. Here's what I think. And it was just super awesome to see. I was blown away. Like, they continued to be very honest and transparent. Here's what we're doing. Here are our plans. Here are these patches. I think they've gone above and beyond on their patch support and post-game support. And I think they have to with the Division 2 out there. So I am very hopeful about that game, but that doesn't ignore the fact that Anthem has issues at launch.
Well, true, but at least they're doing something better than No Man's Sky did, which was go dark. They're doing something better than Bungie did after what was the Wolves game?
The
expansion.
Iron
Wolves or whatever. Rise of Iron. There it is.
You would ask me that.
No, after Rise of Iron, they went dark for like 8 months. Didn't talk to anybody about anything if it wasn't on their weekly announcement thing. And it's just like, that's not good. That's not how you inspire your community to stay around and build. Mm-hmm. And I will say that is one thing BioWare has going for them is they are involved with their community and they're giving love and they're working, which is awesome. I respect them for that. Like I said, in a year I'll come back. There may be a new level cap for me to strive for, but hey, it is what it is.
I want to figure that out. I'll be in there. They've had Anthem recently had their server side update where they've increased some of the patch or the drops for some of the higher tier content. It has helped a little bit. There's you do have to be some of the higher tier content. I've been jumping in here or there playing the game, so I'll keep everybody appraised on what's going on in the world of Anthem. You can also check out my man William over at Your Anthem as well if you're enjoying the game. He makes a lot of great content for Anthem.
Yep, he is exclusively YouTube though, so you'll have to switch websites to go check that out.
Yes. But no, what could they learn? What's my thing they could learn? I like the post-mortem stuff.
Yeah, from Stevie, that's true.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else they could learn from the Division's launch? The balance, learning. I think maybe learning about the content, learning about how much content you need to have in your game, and I think we've had enough of these games at this point where it doesn't have to be like each thing is so new and unique and oh my goodness, but also knowing like, hey, we've got some content for you when you're playing the game and you're getting the level cap. We've also got content waiting for you when you're at your end game. Because a lot, especially in those games, a lot of people, that's what they're striving for, is getting to that end game. And I think that Anthem and Destiny can definitely learn from that. Destiny, I'm going to poke on you a little bit because, again, we jokingly talked about, hey, Season of the Drifter's up. We're going to jump in Season of the Drifter. We're going to get the bounties to get us to 640.
And then we can go play the last expansions content that we couldn't play because you had it poorly scaled.
And from what I've heard, it's still a little bit of an issue on the level grind going up to the future content for a Season of the Drifter. I think that having that scale and having that flexibility and learning from that, like, you got to learn from that, because I think so many of these games are coming out now because there's such opportunity with them. People are, you guys, everybody is. We can't play all these at once. I can't play Anthem and Destiny and Division at the same time. I'm going to focus on one, maybe dabble in another one here or there. And so you've really got to focus on giving people a steady stream, not just one burst of content, but a steady stream of content each and every month, each and every couple of months to keep people coming back for more. And maybe your goal is to, here's some content, you're going to enjoy it for this month, and then we're going to pull back a little bit so you can go play something else. If that's your strategy, that's fine too. But I think all these games coming up, they're all trying to capture your eyes and get your attention. And right now, Division 2's got a lot of people's attentions, and one of the big reasons for that is the content. It's like there's so much to do.
Yep.
And it feels like it's so easy to get involved in something. And while it feels like in Anthem, sometimes it's fighting against itself because it throws you into loading screens and it crashes the game. Then you go back and you have to start it again. And after a while, you're like, look, I don't want to play this anymore. And then,
look, I want out. I'm done.
In Destiny, where it feels like almost you're kind of seeing behind the curtain and it feels almost a little repetitive, or you're doing the same stuff over again, and you're like, I don't want to get on this hamster wheel. I want to get off. And so I'm going to go somewhere else. And so, we're saying this is our first week with the Division 2. Who's to say that things aren't going to change later on? We'll, of course, keep you updated on those thoughts there.
Yeah, but no, I will say, though, in all honesty, so far, Division 2, I've had a lot of fun with it. Good. I like the story.
Story's been really interesting.
Retaking America from the terrorists.
I hope there's a character in the game that says it exactly like that.
We're going to retake America from the terrorists. I really want a redneck general to step in and just. I'm talking like good old country boy sounding like they brought him up from the middle of nowhere, Alabama.
That's what we need to talk about. How come there aren't any Southern accents in the Division 2? You got all these other people.
And they're in D.C., literally on the line of the South, like literally in that middle border there. How come I have not heard a single redneck yet?
Come on. General Palace says, my stream title has been Let's Go Kill Some Terrorists. I mean, hey.
Because terrorists need killing. I agree with you, man. Let's murderate the terrorists.
Okay.
Murderlation, no breathing.
But guys, what have you been thinking about Division 2? Have you been enjoying it? Have you not been enjoying it? Let us know over on our Discord channel if you're jumping into the Rocket Punch community for the first time, on Twitter and Facebook, all of our social media outlets as well. Definitely let us know. I'm curious to know what you guys have been thinking about with the Division. With that being said, guys, thank you. That's it for episode 130 of the Rocket Punch Cast. Thank you guys so much for listening. A quick reminder as well. We have our fan survey. We still got it up for a couple of weeks, guys. It is very, very important. We've got a lot of great feedback. We started going through some of the data, looking at plans for the next quarter, April through June, of content and stuff we want to do. If you guys can take a few minutes of your time, go swing by our website over at rocketpunchgo.com. It's posted at the top of the page. Everybody watching on Twitch, we'll just throw a link in chat for you guys.
Yep.
We'll put it in the show notes for everybody listening on podcast services. Take a few minutes of your time to go and fill out the Rocket Punch fan survey. A lot of questions we're asking there, but that is really helping us out to gather more information, figure out what content we can make, how we can be better, how we can improve to make content for you guys. Your input matters, and we're going through all that stuff because we are taking that feedback to heart, and we've already started bouncing around some ideas on how we can take that feedback and bring it back to you guys. I'm sure once we execute on that, we'll have videos and stuff, talk about some of the new stuff we'll be new changes we'll be having for you guys based on that feedback. So please take a few minutes of your day, go fill out that fan survey. It would really, really help us out there.
Man, all I gotta say is this. You guys won't have any perspective on this, but PC just caught up to PlayStation. Hashtag PCMR for life.
But other than that, guys, remember rocketpunchgo.com is where you want to go for all of our content. If you want to help support the show, you can throw us your free Twitch Prime sub here on Twitch. If you're watching via Twitch, you can follow us here on Twitch, or you can head to patreon.com/rocketpunch. Help support the show there. Get some awesome, cool stuff in the process as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.